Gonzalez and finds Una under Ilagan. Santano
Nice
attack.
pass.
With a 3 by Marvin Tayon. Yes!
The main game of 3, saving the best for last. Live here at the Batangas City Coliseum in Batangas, we bring you the Ilagan City Cowboys headed by JP Kawilan and the rest of the squad, hoping to get their first victory going up against Ino Combo and the rest of the Batangas City Tanduay Athletic. It's going to be a good one. We have a filled venue and we have our last game at hand. The Ilagan City Cowboys versus Batangas here in Batangas. Magandang gabi mga kaliga. This is Juanito Gregorio alongside my partner, Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, a filled-up crowd. It's the first game of the season. Let's talk about the home team. Who are you excited to watch and why do you think we have a full crowd here?
So many roster changes, and I feel, guys like Ino Combo, William Bing, and a lot of the other talents that have come in for the Batangas team is really what excites this entire venue. They would love to see the Batangas team get back in the division finals and finally get into the national finals.
I want to say hi to all of our viewers on YouTube and of course on our other viewing platforms, Tap Sports, and of course also Solar Sports. Now let's bring you our last season of the Ilagan City Cowboys. They were 15 and 14 in that last season. They were able to enter our playoffs, but they were 7th in Group B with a 3-5 record. But Coach, let's talk about our record here.
Yeah, 8th in the North Division and a 15 and 14 record. They lost to the play-in Pangasinan, had to go and meet Bataan in the battle for the 8th seed, which they won. But to their credit, they were the first one to give the Abra Weavers a really good fight in that playoff battle. Really close game in one of those games, but eventually falling short. And in the preseason, they were 3-5 record, 7th in Group B. However, they did not reach the knockout phase.
Well, this is a team which retooled, reloaded, and added a lot of talents. And one guy we are seeing right there, Alex Cabagnot and Art De La Cruz. This is a team, Coach, with a lot of veterans and a lot of young guys in this lineup. But on the other end, let's talk about Batangas. Coach, year by year, there's always a team that is willing to compete. Last year, they ended 2nd but fell to Binyan.
Yeah, for 2 consecutive years, they failed to get into to win the division finals, for them to get a route into the national finals. They were 20-9 record, 2nd in the South, defeated number 7 Zamboanga. But again, they met Binyan in a grueling match. Those last 2 minutes in that final game number 3 against Binyan really told on the result. It was a what-if para sa Batangas because they thought they had the game in the bag in the final 2 minutes. But then again, guys like Pamboy Raybundo and Bam Lopez for Binyan really woke them up and enough to send them to the division finals against Quezon.
Well, this is a Batangas team which has a lot of new faces. But coaches, talk about old faces. Our favorite matchup of the day. We've been talking about it off-air the whole day. It's Coach Louie Gonzalez versus Coach Cholo Villanueva. Coach, talk about these two coaches.
Well, when you speak of basketball IQ high at that point here in the MPBL, you have to have these two guys on that list. Coach Louie definitely on the defensive end of the floor puts a lot of premium on stopping the offensive teams, much that we saw that against the Abra Weavers series. But again, you have Coach Cholo Villanueva, who's a master on both ends of the floor. A master, in my opinion, I don't know if you'd agree with me, in close game situations. And when you look at the closeness of games that they've won, a lot of that really boils down to the mind of Cholo Villanueva and how his team executes on the floor.
Well, we are excited for the matchup at hand, Coach Cholo versus Coach Louie. And more for that matchup, we turn you over to our courtside, Gian Alanes.
Juanito and Mike, both Coach Louie and Coach Cholo had the same reaction when they found out that they will be facing each other today. Napaka-excited daw nilang dalawa nung nalaman nila that their first competitors are going to be challenging because this will unveil the abilities of their new lineups for the rest of the season. Sabi ni Coach Louie na kahit nga tinalo nila ang Batangas during the eliminations last season, this doesn't really give him a lot of motivation because he knows that Batangas has a younger lineup this time around. Sabi naman ni Coach Cholo na aware siya that Isabela really buffed up their lineup for this season. But he said as much as possible, he tried to study Coach Louie's systematic tendencies to prepare his team for every situation possible. Both coaches are in agreement that they don't know what to expect tonight, but they said that is what is going to make this an unforgettable match. And with that, let's turn it over now to our Coliseum barker, Miguel Pere, for the start of the game.
It's MANNY PACQUIAO'S MPBL Season 8. Let's meet the starters. First, for Ilagan, Isabela, 5-star Cowboys. Starting at center, number 9, Prince Rivero. At guard, number 2, Don Gumaru. Forward, number 7, JP Cawilan. Also at forward, number 18, Art De La Cruz. And at one guard, number 5, the Crunchman, Alex Cabagnot. The head coach for the Cowboys is Louie Gonzalez. Assistant coaches Mixon Ramos, Eric De La Cuesta, Hans Robles, Alex Calhueng, and Edel Tacorda. Coaching consultant is Glenn Capasio. Team managers, Vice Mayor Dave Diaz, Board member EJ Diaz, and Georgie Fournier. Team governors Ricky Lagi and Joey Fournier. The team owners are Jayo Diaz, Governor Rodito Albano, and Mayor J. Diaz. And now, mga kaliga, get on your feet because it's time to meet the starting unit for your MPBL inaugural season champions, Batangas City Tanduay Athletics. Starting at guard, number 10, CJ Isid. Also at guard, number 1, Graniel Villoria. Playing center, number 53, Sed Ablasa. Forward, number 29, John Nermal. Also at forward, number 43, Jackster Apinan. The head coach for Batangas City Tanduay Athletics is Cholo Villanueva. Assistant coaches, they are Aquino, Warren Carlo Capitan, and John Arenas, with Jimwell Gikan, assistant team manager Gilbert Alea, LTO partners, Mayor Marvin Marino, and Congresswoman Beverly Dimacuja. Team managers Gina Labanza. The team owners are Kyle Tan and Lucian Tan.
Starting 5 brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Cabagnot, Gumaru, Rivero, Cawilan, and De La Cruz starting for Ilagan, while Isid, Viloria, Ablaza, Nermal, and Apinan will be starting for Batangas Tanduay Athletics.
Well, immediately you see yung insert ni John Nermals at ni Graniel Villoria sa starting 5 para dito sa Batangas. Meantime, Alex Cabagnot joining hands with Prince and Art De La Cruz, as well as JP Cawilan, to join with the last year's cowboy in Don Gumaru.
How exciting is this, coach? They lose JL De Los Santos after the preseason, was signed in the PBA, but they get Alex Cabagnot and Kyle Paranada in return. So -1 +2 for that point guard position.
Nabibiyayaan ka no?
Medyo pag siniswerte ka nga naman, Coach Louie, maganda talaga ang nabibiyaya sa'yo. Coach, how excited are you on that point guard position?
Well, pretty much, because ang point guard situation is really the offensive set of the floor apart from the real leadership. You get that from Art De La Cruz, pero yung pagtimon sa offensive end, as we love to see that for Batangas now from John Nermal, because you look at him preseason, he pretty much has scored mostly on the perimeter.
Now on the trailing, Art De La Cruz is able to find Prince Rivera. It's actually a good addition, coach. Now you have bigs that can actually pass that basketball para naman din sa Ilagan.
Oh, totoo naman. Little flare action right there, giving up that space for John Nermal to take. the thing that you love about that shot by John is that he never hesitated. He looked for his shots first. Since he saw nobody's right in front to challenge, he's got to take it.
John Normal getting the first 3 of the ball game. Coach Louis Gonzalez fired up on the first ball game of the season. Coach, we miss you here, but we love watching you there much more.
We always tell him that, you know, the coaching mind of Coach Louis here in the panel is always going to be valued by us.
Isit goes to Apinan. 1-on-1 against Rivero. A little bump, a little spin. Jexter, Apinan wins the matchup.
A matchup situation right there. Dribbling that ball with the left hand, putting Prince Rivero underneath so that he doesn't have enough space for rim protection. But right there, very quick foul on Jexter Apinan. He's had his hands all over the arm of Art de la Cruz.
The physicality is on point right away here in the first quarter. Coach, talk about this last play.
Now, this one right here, talagang napunta sa ilalim doon si Rivero. But, you know, that what's more impressive was the right-hand finish.
Art de la Cruz, too long on that shot, rebounded by Craniel. They go back to their half-court sets. Craniel gives it up to Jexter. Hands it off to Isit. Quick ball movement. A lot of action up top. Craniel. Hard show. Now there's a switch. Kapag not with a quick hands.
Now he was waiting for whether Sed was going to post up or try and claim the baseline side. And once either of the two went in, he started digging in.
Far pass, Craniel, 4-3. Craniel in and out. Ball stays with Batangas. Prince Rivero pulling the chair. A turnover on Isabela.
No, Sed slipped there on that attempt. But you clearly see the change now in terms of Batangas because they are taking threes. They were not in the top in terms of taking threes last season because they were pretty much more on the long twos and the paint finishes. See another one right here from Isabela.
Turnover on JP Cawilan on that inbound pass. Full court press brought in by Batangas. Coach, we saw this be successful in the preseason.
Yeah, this is the next level defense of Batangas that we've seen in the preseason included. See that steal right there by Isabela, and I think that was most evident in that third quarter game against Abra, where they made a run that they really just super efficient lang talaga in terms of field goal shot making itong Abra in that game.
Unsportsmanlike foul. I think it's going to be on Don Gumaru or on CJ Isit.
I think it's a double foul. Or they're going to review this.
Our referee called an unsportsmanlike foul. I'm not sure on who it was, but I think it's on CJ Isit. There might be an elbow, pero i-review to ng ating mga referee.
And you know, in all of the games that we've seen from the previous season, and you can't help but go back to that because that's your only sampling of how these guys will perform, there's very little advantage to Batangas, really, for the most part. They're better at scoring, they're better at the free throws. It's the three-point makes na mas marami ang nako-convert nitong Ilagan, which admittedly, doon naman medyo kulang. See that hit on the head.
CJ Isit, it's an elbow.
Yeah, it's an elbow.
The question is it intentional or just a normal basketball motion to create some space, but it's for the referees to decide on.
Yeah. That should be an unspo in my opinion.
Above the head.
Above the head, right? Ang isa lang sa kailangan nating makasanayan natin dito, dalawa na yung Alex sa Ilagan. Pareho pang AC, no?
It's Alex Cabagnot.
Coach Alex Calweng.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
It's Coach Alex Calueng. It took me some time to look for a player.
Oh my God. My apologies, Coach. I didn't give you a rundown on that.
Isa kasi nalilito ako saan si Coach Alex.
That was a rule change. That if you challenge a call and you win it, and the possession is on the other end, it's going to end up on a jump ball instead of a possession the other end.
Oh, okay.
Which is fair enough because ano nga, ako nanalo sa challenge pero bola pa rin nila. So the one who, you know, clearly raised that is Coach Louie, as well as I think the team of Batangas also raised that.
Well, the play continues. Normal. Go back to Apinan. They want to go high-low. No available option. Apinan almost doubled. Good defense by Prince Rivero. That's a push from the back from CJ Isit.
Ooh.
It's going to be 2 early fouls on CJ Isit.
Well, Art de la Cruz was ready to initiate transition. But then he got pushed from behind by CJ Isit. Maybe because of momentum sa side naman ni CJ.
Batangas is in penalty early. It's going to be their 5th foul. It's going to mean free throws from this time on. We have 7:37 left in the first quarter.
I am preparing you, Coach. This is going to be a long night.
Extreme subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Coach, we are prepared for this long night, but we do love this kind of game.
Yes.
And we are only on day 2 of our 2026 MPBL season, yet the physicality is already on point.
Indeed. And this is what makes this game so special, even this season. The 3 again.
Step back, nothing there. Rebounded by Prince. Doubled on the pressure. Prince was able to get it through. Gumaru able to cross. Full court press, making it hard para dito sa Ilagan. Kamagnot using his body, looking for a friend. Finds Art. Sees the step through, and Art de la Cruz extends the lead. Cuts the lead to 1.
Yeah, you feel the defense of Batangas, but still able to score. Ito si Art de la Cruz. Split action here.
Normal tries to outrun JP Kawilan. Has that foot speed, was able to get the foul.
And this is pretty much going to be the play style moving forward, because if they are going to continue what they did from last season, almost a good 60% of their offense, really, the point of attack happened in the final 8 seconds. You see this move right here by Art de la Cruz, able to escape against the defense of John Nermal.
John Nermal missing on the first free throw. Second free throw for John. 1 for 2. The former Bacoor City striker, the former Giant Lantern. Kabagnot safely crosses it, but John Nermal, there's going to be a pull on JP Kawilan.
Yeah, that should be a pull on JV. JP.
Coach, talk about the press. How hard is it to do it on a professional level, a full court pressure for Batangas?
Yeah, I like that you put it that way, because normally on the pro level, a little bit of easier. I'm not going to say it's easier, but very rarely do you see na merong ganong diin pagdating sa press. Normally it's just to delay, but here you're seeing these professional guys really wanting to get a deflection or a steal off the press.
Because these are guys that are willing to follow the instructions of Coach Cholo. You rarely really see that from the pro level. Cedric Ablaza up top for the offensive rebound.
A third of the trio of Levi Hernandez and Jong Valoria stays with Batangas and continues to be a good contributor. What a pass inside by Art.
Art de la Cruz getting that assist right there, getting the lead back para dito sa Ilagan. Getting the lead down to 2. It's a little bit confusing on the scoreboard up top. Pino Comboy gives it over to Ced Ablaza. And 6 points for Ced Ablaza here in the ballgame.
And so far, itong Batangas really just triggering dominoes and making that defense rotate, and they attack that change in the stance, and that's where they make the most out of it.
McNaught for 3. That's a miss. They're playing a 2-guard rotation here with Paranada and Kamagnot across that basketball. Nermal stops, pops, drops. John Nermal getting the 3. Extending the lead to 7 here in the first quarter.
In a very long while, since his comeback from the previous season, this has been the very first time we've seen quick 3-pointers coming from the hands of John Nermal.
Art de la Cruz answering quick. It's a good offensive ball game we're having, Coach. 15-10 the first 5 minutes of the game. Manny paid a digital wallet built for the community. Comboy using his size. He wants this one-on-one on the post against Paranada. Kyle standing his ground. And they call a charge on Nino Comboy.
Yeah, only because he extended his arm. He already had the defense top-siding him. All he had to do was really spin on the baseline side, but he still wanted to create space. Pero na-force yung, I think ano na yun eh, by habit na siguro yun, nakasanayan na eh, no? And that push, yeah.
Good call by the referee. Sharp eyes. That's going to be hard to see. Keep Don Gumaru on the floor. Still a three-man rotation. Put Josh Giam on the floor.
See how attached that defense is. And you're going to see the seam on the side of Ilagan once they get to the defensive end.
Alex Sabagnot using that screen. One-on-one against Ablaza. Getting the first step. Ball goes back. Alex Cabagnot getting his first 2 points of the ball game.
And the moment na ang nangyayari, really for the most part, they're taking shots on the latter part of the shot clock. And this is really going to test you defensively. Oh, wow. But Batangas really attacking much earlier than how Ilagan is.
Sed Ablaza, 8 points in the ball game. 8 of the 17 coming from Sed. Giam gives it up to Cabagnot. Two-man game. Alex on the right side, kicks it out. J-Boy, too long. Rebounded by Ino Comboy. Here we go. They're running. 3 versus 2. Stops, pops, short. Craniel, favorite shot by Craniel Viloria. That mid-range for Craniel.
3 guys doing the reason that they are here in this game. 3-point attempt by Ino Comboy. A rebound on the offensive end by Sed Ablaza, and then a perimeter make for Craniel Viloria. Everything on the right spots in that sequence.
19 points for Batangas early in this ball game. Gumaru tapped out by Ino Comboy.
This is one of the facets of the game of Ino Comboy that I feel is really short up here in Batangas, that defensive, intensity.
The game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. 1 versus 4. Alex Cabagnot says, I'm too good for this, getting that 2 points.
Kontrolado.
Ball did not hit the ring. It's going to be a shot clock violation para dito sa Ilagan. I have to check, how old is Alex Cabagnot?
Well, he's been a veteran.
Coach Alex Cabagnot, moving so young, is at 43 years of age. Yet he still moves so quick and still so mobile.
Hindi ko siya binobola. He doesn't look like it.
That's why, Coach. That's right. Hindi po kami marunong mambola ni Coach Mike. Just to
Ang
tell everybody.
ang binobola lang ni Coach Manis, ako lang yata.
Oo, kaming dalawa lang po ang nagbobolahan. But we just love seeing these guys. Yambing gives it up to Ino. Left-hand pass. But too high. Mabot ng Mindoro ang pasa nito ni Ino Comboy.
And Mark Cruz, the bigger Mark Cruz. Of course, you have another Mark Cruz in Jensen. On that roll. Had that touched.
Aranada gives it up to Josh Giam. Aranada looking for a teammate. Looking for that 2-man game. Kyle.
Yeah, they're under 10 again.
Switched up by Abdul. Kyle, he likes that. It's going to be a foul on Abdul Sawat. That deceleration on that left foot by Kyle Paranada, Coach. We've seen that from the UST, from his UST days all the way up to here in the MPBL.
Yeah, and when you swing over to the coaching staff, everyone was standing up and applauding that move by Paranada because clock was winding, went to that stride stop, went to his feet, able to fish that foul.
There's going to be a review here. Might be looking at an unsportsmanlike, but it's just a normal foul para dito sa Batangas. First, let's turn you over to our court side, Gian Alanes.
A sitting time bomb is the term that Coach Louie used to describe Isabela's preseason experience. That was such a vital opportunity, though, for them to make the mistakes they had to without doing it during the regular season. He said it was the best way to put his new players to the test. Some of Isabela's key additions, though, this season are homegrown players JP Cawilan and Prince Rivero, as well as ex-pro Alex Cabagnot. Coach Louie sharing that since they are retooled, he definitely has higher expectations this year. Sabi niya, this season, they're not just looking at their win-loss record, but they truly want to make it far. Back to you guys.
Coach Louie really wanting a different result para dito sa Ilagan Isabela. Thank you for that, G.
At saka yun talaga nagiging focus ng Ilagan. And same, I guess, para dito sa Batangas. Very similar styles of play. And the thing right here in the first quarter is very early in penalty itong Batangas.
Yambing, they like this play whenever Yambing is inside the court.
Yeah, because you chase him downhill, most probably you're going to be late and you're going to be behind. And that's all the space that he needs because he's so tall. By the moment that he gets into the paint, there might be a low tag help. And so the other guy now is the one that's free.
Renal Yambing will be trooping to the line for his first 2 points. Followed by TJ Felebrico. Played for San Sebastian. And the crowd favorite actually for Ilagan. They're very supportive of their homegrowns.
Oh, you should experience covering games in Ilagan.
I
Grabe ang
haven't, Coach.
supporta ng mga yan. Ibang klase.
I'm not sure if he's from Ilagan, but I know he's from Isabela. Si LJ Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's from
si LJ.
Isabela. I don't know which part of Isabela. Alex Cabagnot rejects.
Wow.
Give to the J-Boy Solis. Soft touch. It's a miss. Second opportunity. Still nothing there. Ino puts it on the floor. Ino. Again, goes to this matchup. Quick hands by Kyle Paranada. Troops it over. TJ Felebrico finishes with a 2.
Defense to offense. That's where the run has been. You get a deflect, you're allowed to run.
And after a tall starting 5, this short 5 by Ilagan is actually the ones making a change. It's an offensive foul on the side of Batangas. This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
It all starts with that swipe on that shot attempt by Ino Comboy and that finish by Felebrico for the Cowboys.
Because I was checking the pages when Ilagan signed itong si TJ Felebrico. Ilagan fans were celebrating. So I don't know on how famous he is dito sa Ilagan, but they were really celebrating his signing. It's too long for Abdul Sawat. 2-for-1 opportunity para dito sa Batangas. Comboy for 3. Ino Comboy gets his first 3 of the ball game.
What a really good spots on the floor for Ino Comboy. He loves that left side 3. You talk about left, incoming.
Yambing! Maras lang, but still 2.
Yeah.
For Renwell Yambing, nakatayo na yung fans eh.
Oh.
He showed actually a show in the pregame warm-ups, but that's still a 2-point shot to extend the lead to 11 for Batangas. Kyle asking for a 2-man game. Wanting this matchup against Don Achea. Kyle dances. Don stays with him. Kyle for the fade. Kyle too much to the left and just could not get it to go. Terrific defender in Don Achea.
And Don Achea really staying in there, not getting baited into any steals. He wants him to take that shot off balance from there.
Coach, 26-15 in favor of Batangas. What are they doing right here in the first quarter?
Well, so far, the conversions have been really good. They're 77% from the perimeter and 3 of 7 from 3 points, except for the fouls. You know, everything pretty much clicking para dito sa Batangas. But Ilagan also got their series of spurts early on, and pretty much still a close game. Second chance points definitely on the side of Batangas.
Strong start for the Tanduay Athletics in the first quarter, up 11 to end the first.
White House steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal. Exactly as we begin the game. 89 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White Lounge wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Averages of Isabela in their last season, 10.4 points a ball game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a very efficient 45% in terms of his field goal. Today, already 8 for Isabela in the first quarter.
No, totoo naman yun. And Isabela continues to be, you know, a consistent contributor to the system of Coach Cholo Villanueva, in the same way as Anart de la Cruz would be the same for Coach Luis Gonzalez on their side.
Which I just love watching players like them. They're not the tallest, but their IQ and their physical presence, it's enough.
Yes.
Oh, there's a push.
Yeah, clearly a push right there.
Even Coach Mike could have whistled that push coming from Mark Cruz.
You know, one guy who misses playing here, you see Coach Cholo right there trying to talk to the officials. And I'm sure Coach Cholo also misses him. Sniper de Mexico, Levi Hernandez is watching right now. I clearly recall that game winner that he had here.
Oh, Coach, I remember when Levi Hernandez made that last second play. The first guy I messaged was you.
Oh, yeah. I know that. And I remember.
Me and Coach Mike are just MPBL nerds, watching almost every game, loving the competition. But this is a historic venue, itong Batangas City Coliseum. We are just sure when that there is a good team competing here, talagang mapupuno at mapupuno ang crowd natin dito.
Yeah, indeed. Because I've been here for maybe some really big games when there was that division finals against Quezon a couple of years back. I think that was 24. Oh man, this place was packed until everybody was loud, but Jason Opiso made that.
Oh, that's right.
Right, remember that?
That's right.
Jason Opiso shot.
Oh, personally, my favorite was the first loss of Pampanga in the season.
Oh, yes.
Against this team, which I think Rafi Octubre was the best player of the ball game for Batangas, and this place was rocking.
Yeah.
So, ito manipis pa to. Puno na tayo, pero manipis pa to on what the capability of this venue can be. But Coach, I'm sure this will be filled a lot. This looks like a very exciting and promising team in the Batangas City Tanduay Athletics. Zone being played by Ilagan.
Yep.
Ino looking for his shot, drives hard. Ino with the left, too long for Ino, rebounded by Art.
And that's the shot that they will allow Ino Comboy to take. Left side on the left-hand finish.
Josh Gia drops it over to Art de la Cruz. Coach, ang hirap siguro mag-try out sa Ilagan na big man ka tapos hindi ka marunong pumasa.
Oo. Totoo yun. Because you very rarely do you see multiple dribbles. Not unless it's a special set or a special read that they allow the shot creator to get his time and see the reads.
Coach, talk about the zone being played by Ilagan. They're playing a 1-3-1 zone. What's the strengths and weaknesses of this zone?
Well, definitely the corners. And you gotta attack the corners, but you have to have some ploy to be able to get pieces there. You can't have somebody just stand around there because you really have to keep that offense dynamic.
I rarely see this in the pro level, but if Ilagan can make it work, then they might be able to find some magic. Ino Comboy in and out. Rebounded by Art. Puts the ball on the floor. Bounces it. TJ could not get in control. Yambing. 3 versus 1. Comboy to Ochea. Easy finish for Don Ochea.
That is why you get a Don Ochea. Up high, he can defend. If you get a deflect, he's a really good finisher on the fast break.
Doesn't really put the numbers on the stat sheet, but the impact of Don Ochea always is felt by Batangas.
Yeah.
As we see that deflection coming from Don.
And Paranada knew he was in a lot of trouble the moment that he picked up that ball.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
And this is one of the things, the key changes that we've seen in the preseason for the Athletics. Quickly getting into runs as Don Ochea finishes that one.
Hard drive, spin move, it's missed. Rebounded by Gabayni, blocked from the back. Comboy. Hezis, in and out, stops, pops, too long. Rebounded by Gabayni. They slow things down on the side of Ilagan.
And I would like to think that they would continue to want Comboy to get to those ball on the floor situation and take a shot outside.
Art de la Cruz.
Oh, man.
Is that a long two? It's a long two.
Yeah, that's
for
a long
Art de la Cruz. He's asking for a three, but there is a step in by his left foot. But he cuts the lead to single digits. 28 to 20, still in favor of Batangas. Corner, the Pomboy, in and out. Once again, coach, who is it? It's Don Echea for the offensive rebound.
Yeah, moves a lot on his feet, offense and defense. Very hot when it comes to rebounds. Him, Seda Blasa, as well as Mark Cruz, those three guys holdovers from the previous season.
And now, a new addition. Sorry, a new substitution. Mark Olayon will be adding. Coach, I've covered 3 Batangas games in the preseason. I've seen Mark Olayon play all positions.
Yes.
The 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5.
Yeah. And if you remember that game winner against Pampanga, he was that insert in the 4th quarter that made the difference.
Abdul Sawat getting a good step through. Look at the size of this Batangas team, but Art de la Cruz doesn't care. Gets the 2-pointer off that strong attack.
Man, you have Mark Olayon on the point for these guys.
Coach, I'm just so amazed with how much height Batangas is playing right now.
There's a lot of length on the floor right now. Abdul Sawat's going to be their shot creator here.
Sawat trying to outspeed Otep Gabayni. The rebound stays with Tanduay.
That's the shot.
Abdul Sawat for 3. Too long, rebounded by Kabagnot. Gumaru gives it to JP Kawilan for 3. Nilinis pa at pumasok. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And how poetic is it that JP Kawilan was brought in here primarily for a 3-point shooting, and he makes the very first 3-point make of the season para dito sa Isabela.
In and out on the second. Otep Gabayni, too long, too strong. That offensive rebound had all its name to it. Getting that 2-pointer, but more importantly, cutting the lead to 5 here in the second quarter.
Yes, and a couple of new guys showing off their stuff.
32 to 27, still in favor of your Batangas City Tanduay Athletics. Sports Plus is the official sports book of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. I'm going to give a shout out to Tap Sports Network Operations. Raymond Big Boy Bartolome, Nico Alastoy, Clonlon Salvador, Judy Bongolan, and Mark Rasco. I hope everybody is enjoying our terrific ball game that we are having right now here at the Batangas City Coliseum. Of course, we also want to say happy birthday to our very own Mark Dapidran Ambuang, ang ating MPBL Junior Finance. And actually, it's the best time to be watching the MPBL with a terrific ball game in front of you.
Oh, yes. Gotta get those popcorns. Mga chichirya kung ano man ang panlibang ninyo.
I'm just happy that I have Coach Mike with me today with this terrific ball game. Can't even believe it's only the second day of our MPBL season.
Oh,
Normal stops and pops. It's a miss. Olayon, this is the length of Batangas. A lot of offensive rebounds, just not a lot of makes.
Oh, you know, the rebounding has been pretty much here on the side of Batangas. They have 4 more rebounds than that of Ilagan Cowboys.
Now there is another timeout. Coach Luis Gonzalez not happy with the last play. Still a 5-point lead for Batangas. Our games on Monday will be at our One Arena, Cainta, Rizal. Zamboanga versus May Kawayan in the first game. Valenzuela versus Basilan in the second game. And on the last game, Sarangani versus Marikina at 8 p.m. Again, it's going to be One Arena in Cainta, Rizal.
Ito na yung mga fans ng Batangas. And I'm sure they might miss Sniper de Mexico, Levi Hernandez, pero the new guys that have come in, hopefully, would do the same as he did.
Team owners right here, Governor Rodito Albano and Mayor J. Diaz. Of course, always in attendance here in this ball game.
That's right.
Kamagnot. One dribble pull. It's not good. John Nermal. Bring that ball on the floor. Nermal looking for a friend. Gives to Seda Blaza. Oh!
Nice travel.
Mapabanggit ko pa lang, coach. Naipito na. Nagulat lang ako. It's not a usual Seda Blaza move.
Hindi naman pito yung naging boses mo. May monitor ka ba sa officials? Wait.
I'm sorry guys. Ako yung nagulat lang sa dalawa ni Seda Blaza. Don Gumaru puts the ball in. Press break successful. Kicks it out. Wide open is Kamagnot. Goes inside.
Oh, man.
The way they're denying inside.
Oh, yeah. It almost feels like when the ball gets in the hands of Alex Cabagnot or maybe Art De La Cruz, they think that might possibly be that pass inside the pen, so they're ready to help out.
Coach, he played for more than 10 years with June Mar Fajardo. He knows how to put it on the paint.
Oh, naman.
Plaza jumper. Long.
Oh, my goodness.
Gabayni. Towering and powering on the inside.
I don't want to be part of those guys getting the rebounds now.
No, Coach, I'm just happy to be here on the sidelines.
Magkwentuhan na lang tayo.
Art De La Cruz, post up. He looks for that weak side, but ball is tapped by Cranial Viloria.
You know, the paint right now is not for the weak. You can't be in there.
Coach, defense has now been the name of the game. We haven't had a basket in a minute and 45. And everybody's locking in on the defensive end.
Indeed. And this is a better scoring quarter for Ilagan. Outscoring itong Batangas right now, 12-6.
Don Gumaru. 5 seconds. Manny paid a digital wallet built for the community. Don Gumaru on the last second of the shot clock. What everybody thought, no one knew the shot clock. Don Gumaru just timed it perfectly. Three-pointer for Don Gumaru.
Well, one, I don't think they were questioning that Don Gumaru was letting that shot clock. All they wanted was for him to take the shot.
Going to the other side, Jan Nermal.
The travel.
It's a good call. Defense is now better for the side of Ilagan.
And you see Coach Louis, as Coach Cholo gives his instructions to his guys on the defensive end of the floor. Coach Louis was immediately talking to JP Kawilan, applauding that defensive stop.
Gabayni likes this matchup. Might be a flop.
Might be a flop.
The 6'6" Otep Gabayni going up against the 6'3" Seda Blaza. A lot of size on the side of Otep.
Number 53, Seda Blaza for picking a foul. Inside the restricted area.
He waited for that second bump.
Oh yeah, obviously a flop on the side of Sed, but only little you can do, Coach, if you're going up against Otep Gabayni.
Yes. Pero kita mo, nakaabang na doon si naka-help side na si Jexter Apinan. Because he knew that spin was going to be on that middle side of the floor. And Otep Gabayni really is a big man that helps them out on the rebounding department.
The one guy that had that size before for Batangas was Chris Porter, but now they're wearing a different jersey, which had a clutch shot yesterday.
Oh, yes.
That was heavy, Coach. That three-pointer coming from Chris Porter.
Pero alam mo, hindi ako nagugulat nung attempt na yun because I've seen him take attempts here in Batangas. And it really was just an opportunity that he took.
Number 53, Seda Blaza is second.
2 quick fouls for Seda Blaza here in the second quarter.
And you know what you love about both Batangas and itong Ilagan, both these coaches, in my opinion, actually subscribe to, just actions out of reads and not of set plays. just triggering, different actions that would lead into dominoes dun sa defensive end, and that's when they start attacking.
Coach quietly didn't even notice. Art de la Cruz has 16 points in the ball game alongside 4 assists.
Yeah, quickly, we didn't see that.
We didn't really notice that he was already having a scoring barrage here in this ball game. 2 minutes and 35. John Nermal wants his one-on-one. Crosses over. JP Cawilan step through. John Nermal is successful on that one-on-one.
That is primarily the go-to move of a John Nermal. Right wing action, dribble with the left, go the middle, and finish on the left side. JP wants to take on John Nermal now.
Want to go to that high-low. Gabayni goes to JP Cawilan. Too strong. Gabayni with another rebound. A little low to high action. Gabayni to Art de la Cruz, getting his 18th point of the ball game in the first half.
This is really where you have to admire an Art de la Cruz. Under a lot of stress, he continues to be in control, keeping calm until he sees that shot go in.
10 points in the second quarter. Normal tries to answer, in and out. Another rebound by Art. Goes to Alex Cabagnot. 1 minute and 40 remaining in the second. They go to the inside, but too strong. Sanay kasi si Alex Cabagnot na 6'10". Binibigyan, coach, 6'6" lang. Itong si Otem Gabayni.
But that was, in my opinion, a good intent to pass, because there clearly was nobody on the backside, as there was that guy on the wing, I forgot who it was, that really cleared that entire space for a little high-low for
Well,
Joseph.
coach, you actually see the coaching staff, no panic. They trust the decision of Alex Cabagnot.
Yep,
Normal.
gotta take this.
Too open, but too long. Cranial stays active. Too strong on the putback.
These Batangas players are so good at boxing up. That's why ang laki ng nila pagdating sa offensive rebounding.
They are winning the rebounding story right here, 20-17. But a timeout will be called here. Ilagan now up by 1 point here in the second quarter. Commissioner Emerson Oreta, Zaldiri Lubit, and the peacemaker Rudy Distrito, always in attendance in our games. Of course, they're watching their own screens right here. The families of our Batangas, always in support. And of course, Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Coach, let's talk about our second quarter. Batangas only with 8 points, and Ilagan with 20, plus 12 on the side of the Isabela Cowboys.
Yeah, really just the activity, I guess. And there is such a thing as percentage rebound. How many of the available rebounds are you getting? And I'd like to think this is a good one for Batangas and Ilagan. Missed shot. Clearly in the middle of the lane for JP Cawilan.
Sorry, miss para dito sa Ilagan. That was a good execution. Ablaza wanted to go high-low. Nothing there. Gumaru. Chance for the 2-for-1. They go down low. Well defended by Sed. Normal fouled by Cabagnot. That is going to be team foul number 2 on the side of Ilagan.
Well, they were running the same play, and I'm not sure if I read it correctly. They didn't want JP Cawilan to be cutting on the backside as that pass was incoming for Joseph Gabayni, because it brings his defender on that side to help out.
Combo using a double screen. They go to Cranial. Gumaru playing tough defense. Cranial wants his one-on-one. A little spin. Gumaru's in front. Combo, a little space. To the right is that shot. 24.5 remaining in the second quarter clock.
Last shot's gotta go to Ilagan. They're gonna bring in new guys.
Oh, they're gonna go for a lot of space.
Yeah.
Solis and Paranada will be trooping over.
You won't be surprised if either Alex Cabagnot or Paranada would be made to create situations and have all the shooters on the outside.
Cabagnot brings down the ball.
See how they're spaced right now.
Wants a last shot. 11 seconds on the game clock. Cabagnot uses Solis. Drives left. Cabagnot fakes. Gives it to Art De La Cruz. Too long. On the floater. 1 more second. Long shot. Could be short for Cranial Viloria, but that second quarter writes Ilagan Isabela all over it. 20-8 plus 12 for Ilagan in that second quarter, Coach Mike.
Yeah, lowest scoring quarter by any team. Batangas only having 8 points in the second quarter and allowing Ilagan to score 20. But Art De La Cruz has been all over the place. He's been silent. He's got 18 points on a 60% shooting. He's perfect from the line, making all of his 6. Got a couple of offensive rebounds, 7 rebounds as well, an assist and a steal. Just
Always
overall really good.
Always at the right place at the right time. One of the leaders in Art De La Cruz leading the way to a 1-point lead entering the second half.
White House steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal! That way is going to even out the game. E9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White House wins the game!
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Magiging mainit nga ang labanan dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
And ang approach natin this season 8, talagang something new. No? Magbigyan ba ng bagong flavor yung liga natin?
Maraming salamat sa inyong walang sawang pagsuporta at pagtangkilik ng MPBL.
Sabi ko talaga, ang layo na ng narating ng MPBL.
Tama ka dyan, Gian.
Give and go! Joshua Navid! Counted plus a foul off that gorgeous feed from Barwin, Taiwan. Jeff Panday, stop and pop free. It's good! Set finds Jexter. Blocked by Bayan. Jodel with an answer. Anong magagawa mo? Jexter up and down. A strong drive to the cup with under 4 minutes to play. A brand new chapter unfolds in Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball
Will
League.
be this year. New coaches, new acquisitions, nagpalipat-lipat ng teams ang ating mga star players. Naku, napakarami. At
Very stacked itong both groups na ito. The Abra Solid North Weavers are your 2025 MPBL National Champions.
You guys are not just kings of the North, you are the kings of the MPBL.
Mahirap na talunin ito. And for next season, bring it on, Philippines!
Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7 National Champions, Abra Solid North Weavers.
Ayaw talaga nila patalo. It's the character I've longed for a team. Finds Gumaru, pulls the trigger and knocks it down. Will put up a shot off the glass and in! Fingers, couple of fakes, puts it in underneath. Leon looking for Alday. Alwin able to recover. Saw. Oh! A rim rocker! Wow!
Rest assured sa mga kaliga natin, fans, maraming salamat. We're on our Season 8. Nandyan pa rin kayo sa amin. Patuloy kami na pagagandahin pa ang MPBL para sa inyo. At sana supportan nyo kami this Season 8. Maraming mga inihanda kaming bago para sa inyo. Sana mapuntahan nyo kami sa lahat ng venues. Magkita-kita po tayo. Maraming salamat. We're doing this every year before the season mag-start. Yung coaches orientation, actually very crucial to. Good thing may pre-season tayo bago mag-start yung regular season. Ito yung isa pang way na para ma-improve natin yung mga tawagan during the regular season. So, kinukuha natin yung mga concerns ng coaches, no? At the same time yung mga referees. So, may mga binago tayo sa mga house tours natin. Tingin ko naman na makakatulong na mapaganda yung mga games natin.
Ang purpose lang naman itong coaches orientation is, una, ma-inform natin yung mga teams kung ano pa yung mga existing rules, especially dun sa mga bagong teams or bagong handler ng teams, ma-inform sila kung ano pa yung mga existing rules. So, in-invite natin lahat ng mga teams, team owners or team managers, coaches, team captains, lahat nandito. As well as, kung makikita nyo, pati yung mga referees, regular, at saka yung mga new recruit na referees natin, nandito ngayon sila.
Ang kagandahan na buksan yung or na-adapt yung opinion na sinasuggest namin. Before, ang nagiging advantage ng offense, nakuha nga namin yung successful call. Pero nagkakaroon ng chance yung offense na makapag-dropan ng play na nagiging advantage nila na within the dying seconds, nakaka-convert pa sila. So nawawala yung essence ng pagiging successful challenge namin na sila pa yung nagkaroon ng advantage.
Actually, maganda yung naging outcome kasi yung mga ideas para gumanda yung liga saka yung house rules natin para to improve din na dun sa mga incoming season or incoming games natin talagang maging competitive yung each game natin.
Supportahan niyo po kami this coming season 8. Rest assured po na every game, every preparation, ibibigay po namin yung best. Kung ano po ang kultura ng Oriental Mindoro, ganun po kami lalabang, ganun po kami makikipag-compete para po sa inyo.
And yung mga fans ng Quezon City, open tayo, manood kayo or please watch dun sa page ng MPBL or dun sa page ng Quezon City Black Bulls.
Minimal na concern nila, kinorek natin para pagdating sa game, mabawasan yung mga concerns nila. But then again, alam naman natin na walang perfect officiating. Kaya natin ginagawa to, yun na nga, ang purpose niya, para mabawasan kahit paano. Or siyempre, dun tayo sa magampanan talaga ng mga referees natin yung trabaho nila na tumawag ng tama.
So mas exciting ang Season 8 natin. So inaanyayahan namin kayo lahat na suporta ng MPBL. So kung dati, ganito na ka-exciting ang MPBL, pinapangako namin sa inyo, mas exciting ang Season 8 na darating. So, sama-sama tayo, abangan natin Season 8, suportahan ng MPBL, 5-4-3-2-1, MPBL na.
Mag-uwi ka ng 1 million pesos mula sa Sports Plus. Alright, Russell, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Ayan, mintis ang una, pero nabawi naman. Up next, free throw. Come on, Russell. Ayan, 3 points. Batangas City, cheer naman natin si Russell. Ayan na. Come on, Russell, 25 seconds. Medyo malapit na, Russell, 20 seconds. 15 seconds, Russell, come on. Last 10 seconds, Russell. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And thank you very much, Russell Banjola, Nandaman tayo, Batangas City. And that's it for our Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge. Hatid sa atin ng Sports Plus, the official sportsbook partner of the MPBL.
White Sox steps back into the game. And what a steal. That way is going to even up the game. E9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White Sox wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Halftime here at the MPBL. Low-scoring ball game we are having right now, 35-34 in favor of your Ilagan City Cowboys. And this was a first quarter controlled by Batangas, but a quick answer in the second quarter by Ilagan. Coach Mike, break down our numbers.
Yeah, I think key yung 8 points lang ang na-produce nitong Batangas in the second quarter, and then 20 points naman ang inalaw nila para sa Ilagan to score. That really stemmed the tide and allowed Ilagan to get the driver's seat. 40% shooting at 38, pretty close on that department. The disparity really will be on the free throws because Batangas got into penalty very early, and ball distribution has been really good for Ilagan. And Batangas getting those feeds but not making those shots, kaya may +5 na advantage itong Ilagan in that department. The bench really big para sa Batangas, as you see guys like Ochea and Yambing really contributing a lot off the bench.
Art de la Cruz, the leading scorer of the ball game. Half the points of Ilagan coming from Art de la Cruz. Gumaro with 4, Kawilan with 3, and Cabagnot with 3 to help out itong si Art de la Cruz in terms of scoring. On the other end, para naman dito sa Batangas, it's a little bit more balanced. Normal with 9, Ablaza with 8, Ochea with 4, and Yambing with 4. But defense has been the name of the game for our teams today. Low scoring at 35-34 here in the first half.
Well, the share of the shots have really been distributed for Batangas to Nermal, Ablaza, and Ino Comboy. Those guys have 7, 5, and 8 attempts altogether, and everyone else maybe just 2 or 3. On the side of Ilagan, pretty much bulk of it is really coming from Art de la Cruz, only because he moves a lot without the ball, whether getting an assist or getting an offensive rebound.
Paranada can't make a shot. First shot of the ball, first shot of the quarter missed by Kyle Paranada. Weave action. Isit goes for the drive. Oh, a miscommunication. One wanted the cut, another wanted a kick.
Well, Ablaza had the right thing in mind. He wanted the back door because nakatalikod na si Alex Cabagnot that time. That other left side would have been open.
Let's get some stories. Let's go first to our courtside, Gian Alanes.
A simple emphasis from Coach Cholo to his team at halftime. Move the ball around. He rolled tape of their first half performance during the huddle at napansin niya na puro one-on-one challenges ang nagiging opensa nila, which there's often a mismatch. Something he called bad basketball. He adds, we have new plays that Isabela knows nothing about. Trust in executing them. Defensively naman, he keeps it simple. Stop fouling, adding that if they're fouling, it means that they're moving too slow on the challenge. Finally, he reminds his team of one of their biggest strengths. In his words, we're a much bigger team than them, but we're just as fast. Use that to our advantage. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that, G. Coach, I'm just excited for the new place.
Yeah.
That's yun yung tumatak dun sa report eh.
Yeah. Well, a lot of changes because of the new personnel that's in. Maybe yung preseason, yung mga pinakita nila, really just a carry over to see how the new guys would fit in. But yung mga reads ng Batangas, you see a 3 right there by Cranial Veloria. It's quite different right now para sa kanilang team, which makes them very unpredictable. And I guess he was on point when he said, you gotta move that ball around. Kaya nangyayari halos lahat one-on-one.
And their better rotation. Paranada this time around wants that one-on-one. A tough shot for Kyle Paranada. Well defended, but better offense coming from Kyle.
So far, it's getting the better of that matchup against CJ Isid. Offensively.
Little zoom action. Cranial Veloria stops, pops, and drops for Cranial Veloria.
And I like that Cranial is taking those shots for Batangas because you've been set up of that action. Little split action down on the low side, allowing him to catch that ball on a spot where he is very comfortable taking them.
Magnot goes down low to Art de la Cruz. Likes the size advantage. Goes to the opposite side. Kawilan too long for the 3. Rebounded by Normal. Someone leaks out. It's Jexter Apinan for the easy fast break 2.
Does Jexter Apinan ever get tired? That's my question.
Does he ever age, Coach?
Oh yeah, I know. Yun rin eh, di ba? We talked about Alex Camagnon, but this guy's parang may fountain of youth eh, no?
There's a foul called. Blue shirts reacting. But first, let's bring you the fast break of the game, brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
Keeping the game very simple. If you've got to run and you have advantage on that side of the floor, which Jexter immediately recognized, you got to find him and feed that open guy the other end of the floor. Art de la Cruz continues to be, that good guy on the line para kay Coach Louie. One-on-one here, opening the entire space for CJ Isid to attack. Everybody just get out of the way. Let me get a piece of this in the paint.
Extremong subok at kumpletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. That's a different type of a ball game, Coach. CJ Isid just attacking hard on Kyle Paranada.
Yeah, and it really boils down to the basics of the game. Space leads to a small advantage. A small advantage leads to dominoes. The dominoes or the adjustments defensively leads to bigger advantages, which what's happened there on the side of Jexter Apinan.
Coach Louie opts to go for a challenge. He thinks the call should be down, no 2 free throws, and we'll go for a break.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Challenge is unsuccessful, and Coach Louie Gonzalez obviously still irate with this call. What they wanted was it should be down. Coach Mike, what do you think?
Let me see here. Oh yeah, he was going for a shot. I thought as he was backing down, that's where he got fouled. And then I'd like to correct myself. I said earlier the advantage to Jexter Apinan, it really was CJ Isid who was underneath there. And he did spin. You're spinning down there because you're trying to go for a shot. All the while I thought habang binaback down niya yung foul. Kaya I said I agreed with what Coach Louie was saying.
CJ Isid missing on the first free throw though. John Ambuluto, you see there on the screens, not in uniform today's ball game. CJ Isid goes 0 out of 2. He gets back that basketball, misses.
One more.
Third try para dito sa Batangas. Cranial stops, pops, and drops. Cranial Veloria gets the basket and a 4-point lead for Batangas.
Aces in their places. You get Cranial Veloria and long twos. That's his favorite spot.
JP Kawila, not really the comfort. That float game is not really in his nature. It's a miss. time, CJ Isit. There is a cover on the ring.
But Coach Cholo applauds that effort by CJ Isit because they went into that process, they got the process, they really just didn't get the outcome of a basket for CJ Isit.
Don Gumaro returns in the ball game.
Quick dig here by Cranial Viloria.
Pressured by Cranial.
Yeah.
They tried to double on the blind side, but the ball will remain with Ilagan.
He was trying to speed up Don Gumaro at that moment. He did not want to give up that sideline.
Manny paid a digital wallet built for the community. Only 1 second for them to cross. That's going to be an 8-second violation on the side. Coach Louie once again not happy. Although he does have a point,
Yeah,
Coach.
because the ball was already in the front court when that tip happened. And I think he does have a point. I think just in order to be fair, he does have a point. At least from the naked eye, we saw that tip when that ball was already in the front court.
How do you remind Coach Louie that it's the first game of the season?
In the same way that we wanted to remind yesterday's Coach Boyet and the Coach Elvis, this feels like a playoff already. And this is just their first game.
This is not an opener. This is the play-in.
Oh, yeah.
Normal goes to Isit. We're going to go back to the post. It's been successful. Viloria. Can he have the same success? They drop it down to CJ. It's going to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah. That clearly was a shot clock violation.
That's a good defense being played by Ilagan. This has been a tough ball game. A slower third quarter, a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppages,
Yeah.
but we love the defensive effort being brought out by both of the teams.
And what Coach Cholo is doing is obviously they're spamming that advantage and that hot hand of Cranial Viloria, riding him here in the third quarter.
It's going to be a pull on Jexter Rapinan and J-Boy Solis.
4-point advantage for Batangas only because of the hot hands of Cranial Viloria.
Coach, how hard is it to have 3 tough coaches on the side of Ilagan? Coach Alex, Coach Nixon, and Coach Louie.
I would like to add to earlier we said that the pain is not for the faint of heart. I'd like to add the officials as well to that list. It is tough to be having a whistle right now with you and calling this game.
You know, it's a physical game when the crowd gets into it.
Oh, yeah.
Nangaasar na rin ang ating mga fans. And to add to the physicality, Otep Gabayni will be returning in the ball game.
And the fans' reaction is really in there to say, hey, don't worry, guys, we got your back.
Art De La Cruz, floater. Nothing there. Tip. Third try. The ball goes to Ilagan. Fresh 14.
Well, clearly right now, Batangas having that mentality that the ball is the game. So if nobody owns it, you gotta go for it.
Fresh 14 for Ilagan. They go for that triangle. Gumaro gets the space. Otep with a size advantage. Kicks it out to Art. Wide open. Straight but long. Donald. High-low. Taps it out to JP. 1 dribble in. 3 white shirts inside. Size to the advantage. Triple team. Quadruple team. And how many teams? Whatever. So many blue shirts in the paint to get that rebound. The ball returns to Batangas.
And we would like to welcome you to the second game day of Season 8. This is how competitive this season is gonna be.
Let's watch this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're gonna add Cranial Viloria, that's 5 blue shirts inside the paint para dito sa Batangas.
That ball was already in the hands of John Hermal when that whistle got blown.
But Normal. Off the handoff. Defended well by JP.
It's clear.
10 seconds. They go back to that zoom. Cranial. Stops. Pops. Can't make it this time. Fresh 14 for Batangas.
And every athletics player was on the right spot for a rebound. You see a triangle spot right there. CJ Isit, Jexter Pinan, I think that was King Importante, the other guy inside the paint, ready for that rebound of a miss.
Normal. He likes that range. A little too long. Fresh faces. Jerry Pingoy. A little cold off the bench. Turnover for Jerry. Jexter flies. No foul. CJ Isit at the right place at the right time.
The game is the ball. You have to go for it.
Alex Cabagno turns the ball over. Jexter on the floor. In and out. Normal. With a putback.
There's got to be a timeout call here.
A run played out by Batangas keeps this crowd alive. The lead is up to 8.
And Cranial Veloria really started this, but the defensive end of the floor is where they flourish. You get that turnover, but then you get the offensive rebounds. Two of the very important factors in this game so far, turnovers and rebounds.
Energy on the side of Batangas. They get the lead up to 8 here in the third quarter.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Congratulations are in order for Coach Cholo Villanueva, who officially opened his new business yesterday. Coach Cholo launched a court in Pasay City that he says is for the next generation. Last May 2025, he blindfolded his wife and her surprised her daw with the groundbreaking of this new facility that is his display for his love for the game of basketball and for his family. In addition, celebration did daw itong bagong court ng kanyang second life after undergoing brain surgery 2 years ago. Juanito and Mike?
Thank you for that, G. Isa lang naman ang pangarap namin ni Coach Mike, ang maimbitahan dyan sa bagong court ni Coach Cholo. I actually saw a few friends already play this morning sa Hoops Haven. So, Coach Cholo, if you're gonna watch this replay, we are open for an invite. Me and Coach Mike.
And Coach Cholo, one might say Coach Cholo is the John Wooden of Philippine basketball.
Wow,
the way that he inspires players, and I'm just being, observant from where I stand, because he inspired us when he came back after that brain surgery, which Gianna mentioned, and now he's inspiring us with this story about Hoop Haven. I mean, come on now.
Grabe, Coach, yung John Wooden.
Oh, yeah.
Really the head coach of UCLA for quite some time.
Because you heard of the story of Corey Close in the U.S. where they won that women's national title, and how John Wooden has inspired her to be, that kind of coach that he is. I would like to think, based on how I've followed and I've read about Coach Cholo, he's done the same for his team and his players. That's why his players, like him.
And props to Coach Cholo for him to be able to open it. Congratulations. But I'm sure that's not on his mind right now, Coach.
Agree.
The only thing on his mind right now is getting this victory against Ilagan, which they are up by 7. Short
vision, yes. But the long-term vision is to really get a title for Batangas.
Kapag not, stops and pops. Misses on the 3. They've been struggling in terms of scoring. Isit has been getting extra minutes here in the third. Go to the zoom. Reject. Drives. King Importante gets a foul. Only going to be team foul number 3 on the side of Ilagan.
Yeah, and you've always mentioned zoom. I love that action. You get that ball on a big man and one breaks the paint and one goes to the ball. Really confuses the defense. Who you're going to cover, the one that breaks the paint or the one that goes to the ball. Especially if you have your guy with the ball who can keep it and make another decision out of it.
Coach, especially with the pieces that you have.
Tama.
Dito sa Batangas.
Agree.
Normal. Gets the 3. Getting this double-digit lead para sa Batangas.
You never run out of options.
Now it's a 10-point lead for the Tanduay Athletics. Don Gumaru. Gives it up to Jerry. Few jab steps for Jerry Pingoy. Steps in and out. Jerry Pingoy drives in and passes it to Coach Louie Gonzalez, which decides to rest Jerry Pingoy for now.
Well, he was trying to find shooters the other end. He's got a couple. On that corner was Don Gumaru, and on that 45 wing on that 3 was Alex Cabagnod, but the ball went right in the middle, so nobody knew who that pass was for.
Normal. Almost a travel. Too far on the pass. Clogged post and no entry on the side of Otep Gabayni.
And he wanted John Normal to take it, speaking of Coach Cholo.
And why wouldn't he, Coach? He's red hot. He has 14 points.
Yep.
6 rebounds here in today's ball game.
And the script has flipped here in the third quarter. When it was an 8-20 quarter in favor of Ilagan in the second, now it's a 5-16 quarter in favor of Batangas.
And Prince Rivero got hit on the face. Nasa may mata. Tama dito kay Prince Rivero. He's still down. GP Kawilan threw him back in.
And Rivero has really just come in, right? Kababalik lang niyan
That's right,
dito sa
Coach.
quarter na to.
Only 20 seconds into the ball game, just subbed in.
You know, the key difference now for Batangas is where their shots, they're making their shots. Earlier, they only made, what, 1 triple, and then everything else was in the paint. Right now, when you look at their shot chart, they got 2 close to the triples, a couple of long 2s. See this drive right here by Rivero.
Where is the hit? Might be from Rin William Bing.
I thought I saw Seda Blaza with that right hand on the forehead of Rivero.
Hindi natin re-review ng mga referee dito kung merong extra hit, but it could be a regular foul.
Yeah, that's a regular foul. Should be.
Prince Rivero will be blessed with 2 free throws here. Makes the first, gets this back to a single-digit lead. Still in favor of Batangas. Coach Louie Gonzalez not happy the past few minutes of Ilagan. 1 for 2 for Prince. There's a whistle. I think it's going to be another free throw.
They're going to get 1 more.
Prince Rivero, 7 minutes in the first half, providing 2 points, a rebound, and an assist. Now gets 4 points in the ball game. The homegrown, if I'm not mistaken, of Ilagan.
Yes.
Ino. We'll go back to that zoom. Pop for Ablaza. Drive, gives it to the cutter in King Importante. 3 seconds. Too long inside.
And they had all the dominoes falling that time. Natawagan lang talaga ng tres doon. And the defense kept on rotating.
Kyle Paranada calls on a play. An early high screen, stop, pops, it's a miss.
Oh, that's a foul.
Otep Gabayni.
I think
this should be a call for a review.
Yeah, that should be excessive, in my opinion, because Otep Gabayni didn't have anything to do with the rebound anymore. There was not, I don't think that was a play on the ball.
Even manager Gina Blaza stood up in reaction of that hit. Who is on the floor, Coach?
CJ.
CJ Isit.
Yeah. Because of that miss, Joseph was really got to go down because it was their turn to play defense. And you love the activity of CJ Isit trying to go for that rebound, trying to secure it. He could have just settled for, since Seda Blaza was there. See this missed shot. They went for that rebound. You know, and clearly that was towards the head, on the face of CJ Isit.
Paangat. Although there is, he was covered by Seda Blaza on that angle. Let's watch another angle right here. There you go.
That was a swipe.
Straight to the face.
Yeah.
an unsportsmanlike call on Otep Gabayni.
As it should. In the same way that I feel the baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds earlier should have been in the front court
Right, coach.
of Ilagan.
This is going to mean 2 free throws and the ball possession para dito sa Batangas.
Yeah. And Batangas, once again, already in penalty. Free throw game really in favor of Ilagan right now. They have 11 more attempts. I think this really stems back from their first quarter where Batangas got into early foul trouble.
Batangas decides to choose Abdul Sawat for the 2 free throws. Makes the first. Abdul Sawat in this ball game. See the numbers, 3 points and 2 rebounds alongside 1 assist for Abdul Sawat. 4 points for Abdul.
The thing that changed is scoring inside the paint. This is now a +8 advantage for Batangas after that being just a 2-point difference 2018 at the turn.
Homeboy, drive and kick. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fade away. No one to go to. It's a turnover para sa Batangas. Numbers on the side of Ilagan. They go quick post to Otep. 1-on-1 against Sed. The spin and the basket for Otep Gabayni.
Yeah, Otep Gabayni making up for that miscue earlier. And that time, very quick to give that entire space of the floor for Otep to operate.
The size of Otep Gabayni just too much para dito sa Batangas. A pull on Donachea.
And Homeboy was asking for a foul after that missed shot.
Sports Plus play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. 2 bumps, a quick spin. Not the Gabayni, just too much size.
Yeah, and good read also from Prince. He understands. There's already that advantage for Otep Gabayni. I'm not getting in the way and bringing in my defender. I'm going to get out of the way and allow Otep to finish that.
It's going to be a penalty situation for both of the teams to end the 3rd quarter. Every whistle on a foul will mean free throws. Prince makes the first. Team owner J.L. Diaz in attendance here in today's ball game. Rivero goes 1 for 2, in and out. Our board member as well, EJ Diaz, shout out to you. 7-point lead para dito sa Batangas to end the 2nd quarter. 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd.
And I'm sure Boss Delf also wants to give a shout out to Ilagan boys. As you see a 3 right there by Homeboy.
Homeboy has been struggling today's ball game. 2 out of 9. Make that 2 out of 10 for Homeboy. But this is a guy that is willing to compete. There is a whistle. There's a stoppage right here. Both coaches are not happy with what is happening. Coach Louis is on the floor. Coach Cholo is on the floor.
I'm not sure either why there was a stoppage of play. I didn't hear there was a foul call. I didn't hear a whistle. All I saw was a couple of players really falling down on the floor. And then every player just stopped.
Everybody's now trooping to the floor. Coach Louis, Coach Alex, Coach Nixon, Coach Cholo, Coach JR. Coach, tayo rin nata. Kailangan nandun nata tayo. Meron natang meeting dito sa gitna, Coach. At tayo na lang ang hindi napapatawag.
May quick huddle. Tikboy, mag-quick huddle tayo dito. Pag-usapan natin
Tikboy,
kung ano
mukhang may patawag sa gitna at tayo na lang ang wala doon.
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure si Boss Delf also wants to get a quick shout out to the group of Ilagan Clear supporters, the Whiskey Boys, if I recall correctly. It's from Ilagan.
A shout out to our Whiskey Boys.
Is that what you're having tonight after this game?
Coach, with this game, that sounds it's either whiskey or beer.
Yes, that might be good. Especially when you get home all the way to Fairview.
Coach, watch this again, Coach. So this is the stoppage. May
nagmamap.
So there is a stoppage. And then may tumakbo.
Oh, yeah.
How stressful is that you're just doing your job? That was nagkaroon ng whole stoppage because you just did your job.
But
nothing major, coach. Nothing major.
Yeah. But the thing, I guess, on the perspective of Coach Louis was that it was their turn to run the other end. That was their time to get a quick one.
A little miscommunication coming from the mop boy and our referees.
Yes.
But now the play continues. We always choose safety here in the MPBL. Don. Gonna go back to that high-low. They go to Kawilan. Prince cannot find Otep, and there is a whistle on the denial on Otep.
Well, you love that both Otep Gabayni and Rin William Bing competing for it. And Coach Chola's camp now saying it took more than 3 seconds. He was staying inside. There was no shot attempt. There was nothing.
How tough is it to be an official in this ball game?
Which is why we're seated here, just trying to tell them what's going on.
Kami po ay storytellers na lang dito. We're just happy. The crowd now trying to bother Otep Gabayni on his free throws. Otep goes 1 out of 2.
Kumbaga sa salitang Pinoy, kami po yung mga marites lang dito.
Tama.
Nagkukwento ko ano nangyayari.
Sagigilid na lang. Ino, pressured by Kyle. Tries to use his size. Stops on a dime. Nothing happening. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They go back to Ino. Trying to read. Try to go for that two-man game. Nothing happened. Kyle. No numbers. 2 versus 2. Kyle. No foul. Otep goes up. No whistle. Otep gets it back for blue shirts. And there has to be someone to stop it on the middle. Yambing and Gabayni is not liking each other right now.
Remember when we talked about Mark Montuano being ROI already? I think you could say the same case for Joseph Gabayni. He was on that other end of the floor running, ensuring that there is going to be a rebound.
Actually, Yambing already got that rebound, coach, but like grabbing candy from a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Inaagaw yun yung Otep galing kay Rin William Bing.
Exactly.
Rin William Bing, papalamigin muna ang ulo nito and he'll be trooping to the bench. Otep Gabayni gets the first free throw.
Well, you also have to love the effort of Rin William Bing. Kaya lang, nanggaling sa likod yung tulong na yun ni Otep Gabayni.
Otep, second free throw goes 2 for 2 is Otep Gabayni. The digital wallet built for the community.
Good steal.
Alex Abagnot gets it from the back. Alex Abagnot. Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph.
Well, they were asking already for a foul as Alex was going downhill on that drive.
Ilagan with a quick answer. They were down by 10, but now an opportunity for them to cut the lead down to 5 here in the third quarter. Abagnot misses on a first free throw.
And just a quick recovery by Ilagan after scoring only what? I think 5 points kanina. Ngayon, nakaka-7 na sila on top of it was 18 and 5 earlier.
1 for 2 for Alex Abagnot. 6-point lead para dito sa Batangas. They go to Abdul Sawat to bring down that basketball against Prince. Uses his foot speed. Switch by Otep.
There's that switch. They're gonna clear this out to allow Sawat to operate.
They want that one-on-one. Abdul gets the bump and the float. Abdul Sawat is enjoying that matchup.
No play call, reading advantages. That's what it's been.
On the other end, 2-for-1 opportunity. They won't go for it. Kyle snaking everybody. Might be the smallest man on the court, but he uses that short frame to get through everybody. Pero coach, let's watch this first.
Oh, clearly, yun naman ang gagawin mo, no? You like what Otep Gabayni did defensively. He initiated that bump, but the body control of Abdul Sawat was what allowed him to still stay in balance and finish that shot.
Kyle Paranada able to get that free throw to answer back the Abdul Sawat floater. Paranada goes 2 for 2.
Well, needless to say, you're getting quality minutes from Paranada. He is not afraid.
Kyle Paranada, 5 points. Today's ball game. A silent 4 assists in 18 minutes of play. Abdul Sawat, last shot time para dito sa Batangas. A good pressure by Kyle Paranada. Stops, pops, can't make it. But Kawilan with the rebound. 9 seconds on the game clock. Prince Rivero goes back to Kyle. Wants to dance with Ino.
JP has the space.
Gets a little space. Cannot get that basket. And Kyle Paranada getting the green light from everybody. Could not get the basket, but they cut the lead to 6 here to end the third quarter.
JP's shooting hand was waiting on that same side of the floor. Paranada didn't see him. But still, you know, good effort here by both these teams. You know, runoffs on different ends of the floor inside the paint. Quick reaction. Joseph Gabani was huge in this game, in this quarter. And, you know, really just reading good spots on the floor for both these teams.
Batangas getting in control to start the third quarter, but a quick answer by Ilagan to cut the lead down to 6. It's going to be an exciting fourth quarter for everybody.
Point Bravo steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal! That way is going to even up the game. E9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White Bravo wins the game!
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Shout out to our 7,000 viewers on YouTube. It's only the second day of our MPBL season, yet we have a packed YouTube page, we have a packed venue, and it's just the start of an exciting season for everybody. And we bring you terrific physicality on this ball game. Kapag not with a drive, kapag not with a floater, could not finish. Ino, no foul is called. Abdul drives on the middle, gives it up. The physicality continues. Mark Cruz, no whistle is called. Paranada now brings down the basketball. Go to Art. High-low, Kawilan with the size advantage and able to get it off the post, scoring on Ino Comboy, 53-57. Ilagan only down 4. Batangas. Oh, almost turnover. But Don Achea keeps it alive. Don, numbers. Give it back to Don. Kyle Paranada forcing a jump ball, but the ball will stay with Batangas. 53-57. Only 4 seconds on the shot clock. Turnover.
And boy, action continues to be very hot here inside this game. JP, that's the 3 that he never got to earlier.
Getting the first 2 of the quarter, but could not make the 3 is JP Kawilan. Comboy pushes it. Comboy with a lot of space. Ino Comboy, bang! Ino Comboy extends the lead to 7 here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's actually the third favorite spot of Ino Comboy on the floor. That wing 3, the corner left, and that right wing 3.
Coach Mike with the analytics on Ino Comboy, but this guy is always comfortable. Ino, once again, back-to-back triples for Ino Comboy.
I told you, that left corner 3, that right side wing, and that left wing 3, all the top 3 spots to make 3s para dito kay Ino Comboy.
There is a reason why they added Ino Comboy to this Batangas City crowd, and that is to add shooting. Ino goes back-to-back here in the fourth quarter.
And Ino is not going to let this crowd down. He was open. He was brought in here for that 3, and he definitely he's got to take it. And Onil Arim only knows that there is one more pass to one of our best shooters that we got off-season, and that is Ino Comboy.
Comboy gets 6 straight points. He's been struggling in the ball game. The Batangas City crowd, even the little kid, is enjoying the action. And little kid, I hope to see you in the MPBL in a few years.
Yep.
Don Gumaru on the other end
answers
with 3 of his own on the same side, coach, that left corner.
This now has become a 3-point game. Yan yung nagpa-change ng 3-point game dito sa ating mga laro.
I think it's a 2-pointer.
Oh, that's a long 2? I think that was just a long 2.
It's a long 2 for Don Gumaru. The lead is up to 8. Ochea gives it up to Ino. This guy's red hot. Defend the duel. 1 second on the shot clock at the nick of time. Ino Comboy gets the layup. 8 points in the 4th quarter for Ino Comboy.
And different ways of contributing, I might say. He saw that defense by Alex Cabagnot, tried to get past it. He broke it down, got that space, and got that layup.
Cabagnot on the other end. He tries to go down. Mark Cruz pulling Art de la Cruz.
Oh, my.
Mark Cruz not happy with that call. Batangas 65, Ilagan 55. Long pass to Kyle Paranada. Kyle goes to Art. Floater coming from Art. Art de la Cruz. 22 points in the ball game, but after 18 in the first half, coach, lumamig na.
Oh.
Ito si Art de la Cruz.
Which is really how a game is. You know, you get a hot hand, pretty soon the averages will come to you because the defense is going to check you. And of course, you know, yung laro, tiredness also comes in, but this one, strictly straight up floater for Art de la Cruz.
Don Ochea gives it up to Ino.
Favorite
Ino
spot.
feeling it. Off to the right. On the other end, too long for Abdul. Rebounded by Cabagnot. Paranada now runs the floor. Manny paid the digital wallet built for the community. He tried to go to J-Boy. Don slows things down. Kyle Paranada wants the ball screen. Couldn't find a friend. J-Boy says, I'll help you out. Kyle stops, pops, drops. Kyle Paranada cuts the lead down to 6.
Kyle Paranada thinks that he can take on anyone right now. He's not afraid of anyone.
Sawat on the other end, 5 seconds in the shot. Mark Cruz staying active for the offensive rebound.
It's the blue-collared boys of Coach Cholo bringing in the effort right now. Abdul Sawat able to beat that defense. And who was ready to get that offensive rebound? Mark Cruz. The many times he's done that for Batangas. This is why, you know, he's kept by Coach Cholo.
Time in and time out, Mark Cruz has never failed to put in an effort para dito sa Batangas. CJ Isit, the crowd favorite, returning. We have a story coming from Gianna. Gia?
Amidst the intensity on court, the Isabela bench is actually trying to stay professional and calm. They know that their opponents have the 6th man of their home crowd, so they're trying to keep their energy positive for their teammates. Coach Louis also gave a boost of motivation to his players last huddle, telling them, we told ourselves that we didn't know what to expect today, so let's not let them dictate our mood. Don't anticipate fouls, continue to run the ball, and no matter what's going on around us, we keep playing. Back to you guys.
Isit trying to post up Kyle Paranada, too easy.
Yeah, don't you just love it when coaches deliver the right messages, especially in a big game like this. Coach Louis delivering the needed thoughts and the minds of his players.
Art de la Cruz goes the corner. Kyle Paranada goes to Alex Cabagnot, trying to attack Abdul Sawat. Stops and pops. It's a miss. Mark Cruz with the rebound. Opportunity for Tanduay to extend the lead to double digits. Isit wants this matchup one-on-one against Kyle. A little bump. CJ Isit not successful. Ino Comboy. Straight but long. Isit gets it back. Third opportunity. Ino for 3. Mark Cruz with offensive rebound.
Wow.
Coach, talk about the impact of Mark Cruz here in the fourth quarter.
Well, the offensive rebounding has been the thing that's gotten him going, and that is one of the key factors of a game. If you're not making shots, you don't turn the ball over. See that kid right there enjoying everything that Batangas is doing. And if you're turning the ball over, you miss a shot, you got to get an offensive rebound.
The MPBL is for all ages. The little kid enjoying the action that they are watching here in their home court. Batangas is up by 10 with 4:49 remaining in the ball game. No foul is called, but the ball will stay with Ilagan. Paranada stops and pops. Too long. Rebounded by Batangas. And they want to slow things down here. Isit gives it to Comboy. Sees some space. Ino. In and out for Ino Comboy. Another offensive rebound. But now Art de la Cruz gets the rebound. There's a lot of action inside. De la Cruz and Importante. Someone got hit.
That was King Importante, I think.
The players of Batangas actually want an elbow coming from Art de la Cruz. So watch this, coach.
That pass. Oh, yeah.
But there was a
hand
as well
before.
coming
Yeah,
from
yeah,
King.
agree. I'd have to agree. But it matters what they caught, what they saw. But I think they're going to review this and maybe make some changes.
Art de la Cruz was fishing for a foul from the full court. No whistle was called. They let them play physical, but then a hand from Importante and then a forearm coming from Art.
Yes.
But it's up to the referees to decide what will be the call.
You know, when these two guys met, these two teams met in May 3 last year, Ilagan winning over Batangas in their home floor 82-75. And pretty much it was better shooting by Ilagan. Batangas controlled the rebounds. Batangas had more trips to the line.
Sportsmanlike foul between number 18, Art de la Cruz, is third, and number 27, King Importante.
Unsportsmanlike right now, which I felt was the right call.
Sportsmanlike call. Again, let's watch this. Art tried to fish for a foul. There was a hand from Importante and then an elbow from Art.
Yeah, yun eh. That's what you were saying. Na merong isa pang swipe.
Kaya na-cancel out, coach. Both of them were called for an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
The ball stays with Batangas. Go to John. Try to attack. Umaru with terrific defense. They hand it off to CJ Isit. They want the one-on-one against Kyle. They've been attacking Paranada. Isit is successful on that fader.
Isit says, I've had enough. Now it's my turn to contribute as well, as much as you've done for Ilagan.
They try to attack Kyle Paranada each and every possession, and they've been successful for a
pivot and faded with that shot. Beautiful move by CJ Isit.
Paranada on the mid-range. He likes that shot. The former Growling Tiger cuts the lead to 10. Still a long ways to go, coach. 3 minutes and 25 remaining the fourth quarter. Isit one-on-one again against Kyle. Better hands by Paranada. Ote puts the ball on the floor. Gumaru attacks. Give it to Art. High-low. Hold by Ochea on the high-low.
Well, good inside hand dig earlier by Paranada on that drive by CJ Isit.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Alex Cabagnot returning here in the ball game. They go back to that two-point guard lineup with Paranada and Cabagnot. Umaru sees some space, goes for the three. In and out. And in.
he was being guarded by Don Gumaru, right? Yung sa ano na yun. Pero ang ganda nung read, no? It's just a high-low as Nirmal got fronted.
I think they want to play the game up top. Back screen. Jexter Apinan
Wants to scratch and claw for possessions.
Watch it again, coach. This was a successful play. This was the screen by Sawat going to Jexter. And there was already a lot of hugging coming from Importante
and
De La Cruz.
De La Cruz,
and
right.
now there was action. There was a kick coming from Gabayni and Sawat.
And again, King Importante was there. Iba naman yung hinag.
Natawa na lang si Art De La Cruz after that play. This is some action we are watching.
Oh, yes.
Again, let's remind everybody, this is the second day of a long season, and we are already watching high-quality physicality between Ilagan and Batangas.
You know what? This game deserves a Lomi tonight.
That's right, coach.
Yeah.
There are a lot of chops on the outside. Art De La Cruz in this ball game, 25 points in the game. On the other end, the leading scorers, Jan Nermal and Ino Comboy. 14 apiece, but more balance. Ablaza with 10, Viloria with 9. Referees still have not decided what the sanctions will be. Still a lot of basketball to be played. 2 minutes and 49 remaining in the game. Still a chance for the Cowboys to actually get a run. That's why they're not giving up, coach. They're pressuring up top. They're playing fast-paced offense.
And rightfully so. This is just a 10-point game with 2:49 on two very deliberate offense and defense from both these teams. This is not a safe lead.
You know, we are at the peak of summer. It's 10:18 p.m. But we feel the heat inside here, the Batangas City Coliseum. Mainit ang parehas na team. Kahit naka-aircon tayo, coach.
Pinapalitan ko na dahil mainit yung laro, wag ng Lomi.
Pang Batangas muna, coach.
Oo. May iced coffee ba?
Parang yun ang kailangan natin.
Kailangan natin.
Actually, coach, hindi tayo. Actually, yung mga players.
Tama naman.
Ang bigyan muna natin itong pampalamig.
Kailangan muna magkapit kamay tayong lahat at magpalamig. But boy, if this is going to be any indication, this is a really good one.
We'll go to break first right now. We'll be back after the session.
Foul on number 22, Joseph Gabayni. It is a double unsportsmanlike foul. Or make it a double technical foul between number 17, Abdul Sawat, and number 22, Joseph Gabayni. Joseph Gabayni had an unsportsmanlike foul earlier, therefore, he's been ejected from this game.
So double technical is called. A double foul on Importante and Art. And then a double technical on Joseph Gabayni.
Oh, yun yung nauna eh, that hit on the face.
That was hit on the back, an elbow coming from Abdul, and then a kick coming from Joseph Gabayni. That's going to be the second technical on Joseph Gabayni, meaning he is thrown out of the ball game.
Well, you love his effort, pero you gotta keep your cool.
The numbers coach of Joseph Gabayni. 15 minutes of play.
7 points, 2 of 6, 3 of 4 from the line. Had 7 offensive rebounds and 1 steal.
Ishim decides to slow things down. 2 minutes and 40 remaining. 1-on-1 against Kyle. Hands it off to Jexter. Fake, float, goes out. Third opportunity, but that's going to be a travel. King importante.
And everything in there done right by Batangas. Little dip on the middle for CJ Isit to pitch it back to Jexter Apinan, going the left side of the floor as a left-handed player. And then a wing guy runs on the weak side of the floor for that offensive rebound. JP.
It's been an off day for JP Kawilan. He's only had 1 3-pointer made. That's on the 6th attempt for JP Kawilan. Isit goes to Jan Nermal, uses that length, and Jan Nermal just shrugs it off and gets the lay-in over Don Gumaru.
And you get Jan Nermal down on the low block against Don Gumaru. That's an easy look.
Last 2 minutes brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Don Gumaru trying to keep things alive here, but still, that's going to be a miss. Batangas up 12 with 1 minute and 40 remaining in the ball game. We go back to John. They're not done. Stolen by Kyle. They try to push the ball. They go back to Paranada. Gumaru slow to get down. Kawilan. Extra pass to Magnot. Magnot to the Hesi. Blocked by Abdul Sawad.
And Alex Cabagnot was trying to get that contact on that drive.
So the timeout that's going to be called by Coach Louis Gonzalez, trying to make a last run for this ball game. 1 minute and 22 remaining, and they are down 12 here in Batangas.